Hello, friends. This is your host, Shrey speaking, and welcome to the channel one more time. In today's story, what you are seeing on the screen is a Notion. It's a software or a tool, and what you are currently seeing is a development task Notion templates. It's basically a template which helps you to manage your client task or the projects as well as the individual projects with your team or as an individual and so on. I'll explain the entire thing in detail in the current video or in the upcoming video. Um, let's start with the section is the project details. It's basically a collection of all the clients you are currently working with or you will be working with. So, for examples, if you have a particular client, uh, then you can simply come up to this client project database and you can add each and every details of the client, including the name, title, what's the status of the project with the client, if it's in progress, if it's completed, or so on. You can also add the payment status category till when is the last date the client wants the projects live, what's the cost he's ready to pay, and the payment he's preferring, and so on, including his the client contact details, email IDs, and social media links, and so on. This particular database is for a clients itself to put all your clients at the same place so that you can have an you can have a collective list of what all clients you are currently working with or you can work with and so on. So this is a very good way to organize and manage all your clients. I've been asked a lot of question how I'm able to run up with 3 4 clients at the same time altogether. So I think this is a like the decent way to manage all your clients at the same place. I simply come up to this database table and add their details and including the contact details. And I also set the deadline time, notifications or reminder using this Notion. You can set a reminder one day before, 2 day before, a weekday before. So let's say if I have a new client and I wanted to have a conversation or a first meetup or second meetup before starting the project, I simply set the deadlines and then have a meeting with them over the Google Meet or something. You can also add the email or a Google Meet links and so on. You can integrate the calendar, Google Calendar also with the Notion so that you can get the notification within the Notion itself. And in this way, you can manage all your multiple clients at the same place. So once you add a single client, let's say, for example, Simon is the client who wants me to develop mobile application for him. So the next section is to create a project for Simon. Once you have started the project, you simply come to this project section, and you can see I've added the hint like how to create a project. So if I have a Simon as a client, I can simply come to this project section and create a project for a Simon, which have the title as a mobile application for electrical appliances, for example. So let me show you what happens when you click add a project template button. So once I click this, it loads and create the entire project page for me under the hood or under the tables, and it opens up a project itself or a new page. This is where the whole magic happens, to be honest, where entire project is managed or run. Let me increase the width so that you have a better view. uh, okay, so once this page is open, your first task or my first task is to add the project name. Let's say we have a mobile app for electrical appliances. This is the project. I also add the abbreviation of what's the name. So name is Simon Freds. It's basically helps to search it better. Next section is basically is the task section where you put all the tasks associated with this particular or respective project. So for examples, I have a mobile application, so it might have a login page or login screen, or it's also have a splash screen or page, something like that. So you can simply come up and add all the tasks, which are coming into your mind or which are being required by the client itself. And you can also set the progress, the status, whether it's in progress, it's developed, it's started or not, something like that. So all the development things which I use, I have already added it for you. You can also set the priority, the deadlines. Again, you can set the notifications or something like reminders to help you stay on the time or on the deadlines. You can also assign it to a person if you're working on a team and so on. This is the place where you manage all the tasks associated with the particular project. followed by the features you want to release. Most of the time, what I want is that my client wants, to suggest some of the features while in the development phase. That hey, can you add this feature? Can you add this also? So I simply create a feature sort of database table for them where they can simply come to this database and they can add what particular feature they want me to add in their existing applications. So you can share this entire page with your client itself, and they can simply come up and add any particular feature they want to, involve with. And they can also set the priority, even if it's too important. They can set the deadlines. They can assign it to a team member if they know all the team members and so on. Followed by the bug sections. If let's say if client itself or your team have a QA testers or a testing team itself, or a one individual who is testing the applications, or you itself is testing your client application, then you can simply come up at one place and add all the bugs. It helps you to stay consistent with the improvement of the application. It helps you to save a lot of time also. So I don't usually check the application on daily basis. I just check, after 3, 4, 7 couple of days, and then I, recorded all or jot down all the bugs at the same time on the same place, so that and then address them one by one altogether. So in this way, it just fasten up the development process. It ease out the development process and so on. It helps the entire team to be at the same place. So if your client have a simple bug, or he or she found a bug, he can simply come up to this place and add a bugs. You can Bug is like quite a vague name. You can also add another names like say errors or something. Followed by the backlogs. It's not too important for each and every developer, but for the random cases, you can have a backlogs once your app is live or the work is almost done. You can still have some task being pending. So you can add up over here and set the priority and the status and so on. Next section is the technological stack. This is important because most you being working with different clients at the same time, you often get confused. What technology you were using for this particular client, and what's the account is associated and so on. Some of them have a mobile app, some of them have a front end website, some of them have a Chrome extension, or multiple clients have a multiple websites, right? So using up a different technological stack might confuse you most of the time, or even it confuse your client and your team. So this particular section basically helps you to acknowledge and understand what all technological tools you are using to develop this particular project or the respective project. For example, if Simon mobile apps is for electrical appliances, then what all technology I'll be using, or I have used, is mentioned in this particular table itself. You can see the list of backend tools, database tools, designing tools, DevOps, including project management. You can also add marketing tools such as Canva for thumbnails and uh, designs, and Dribble and Figma and so on. In this way, you can just understand, okay, this is are the tools I'm using or I have used to develop this applications, right? The next section is a team section. This is also important. If you are working in a team of a freelancers all together for a one particular project of one particular client, then it's important to put them all at the same place, so that if I want to contact, or if any of the team member want to contact each others, or if a particular client want to contact any of the team member, then he or she can simply come to this particular team section page and then open it up and add the emails, or check if the emails and contact to a particular designer or developer, for any particular features or work, so on. It just put everyone on the same place. It helps to improve the communications and so on. So it's very important to put all the team members at the same place. If you're working alone, then you can simply put your uh, descriptions or your profile over here, and simply client can get in touch with you. The next section and the last section is the credentials. It's important to put all the credentials at the same place. For example, see, you can view that this much technological stack we are using. So we might often get confused, what account is associated with Figma, what account I was using for databases, and where I'm hosting my application, what's the email ID which is associated with this particular project. So you often get confused. Most of the time, client also give you an email ID, clients also give you a password and so on. So it becomes quite messed up to, organized, as well as to to put them all at the same place. So that's why I create this credentials tables most of the time, where I put all the email ID associated with the particular tool I'm using or the technical stack I'm using, and with the particular passwords. Make sure you hide this password tables, or you do not share this with any random persons, because it's a sensitive data. I don't need to explain it more. Uh, so credential section is important to put all the passwords at the same place, so that you don't, at the time of seeing where application is deployed, you don't need to check each and every account by logging in. You can simply come to this credential page and see what email ID is associated, and you can enter the password, and boom, you are ready to use the applications and so on. So it's important, to maintain all the credentials at the same place for each and every project, including the team and technological stack and the task and so on. You can also add different section. For example, let's say if you have different invoices, pardon me. So if you have a different invoices, let's say, so you can create up a new section called invoices, and then you can add invoices sections, let's say invoices list. You can create a database table for invoices. So let me create a new table. Let me hide this and let me add invoices list. So, for example, let's say you have a different phase of payment for this particular project. Most of the time, I personally prefer 25% or 50% upfront cost, and then 50% is rest once the app is live or it's completed. So what you can do is you can simply create two kind of invoices, invoices one, and you can create invoices 002. So let me rename it again, invoices 001. And next, tags is not important. Let's say you have another section called payment status. So this will be the status, and name will be payment status. In this way, you can track it out the status of a particular invoice. Let's say this is a first invoice, and you can also add the cost also. So let me add a number, which will be the US dollar. Sorry, which will be a US dollar. And let's say you have a first invoice for this particular project, uh, where you grab a 25 or 50% upfront costs, and so you put the upfront cost amount, and then you push the rest cost amount in these next invoices, and then you can update the payment status. Let's say this is done, so only next $400, or let's say X amount, is left to be done. So in this way, you can put all the invoices, and once you open this page, you can add the invoice PDF or details over here, or you can simply add the create a new property with the files and media, and this is the place where you can add invoice PDF. So once I create this property, I can see that on the table. Let me delete this tax property. Okay, and then this is the invoice PDF. So you can add the PDF link over here, or you can simply upload the file. In this way, you can view all your invoices, and it's not create a sort of messed up situation. Now you have all the invoices at the one place. So let me put it inside the tables and improve looks a bit. So, okay, this looks good now. So in this way, you can create and put all the invoices at the same place. Similarly, if you want to create a different section for different things, depending on your client project as well as your personal requirement or your team requirements, you can come up and create these different sections, which helps you to, manage your entire project at the same place. So this is all about this single project, helping you to manage your entire project. Now, let's say if you, the last thing is, let's say if you have done this particular client project, you can simply update the status, and then you can also update the payment status over here, that this payment is done, and then you can add up a new client. So as soon as you add a new client, your next part is to again create a project for that particular client, and boom, you repeat the same process again for different clients. So in this way, you manage each and every client with different projects, and once you go back, you can see that what particular clients you have worked with, what's the status, it's the payment is done or not. You can even set the reminders for all the payments and invoices and conversations. You can also set the new feedback sort of section, feedback, where you ask for each and every feedback you have for the clients. You can even set the portfolio sort of page, where you can make a website and where you can attach all the feedback for your upcoming clients to showcase your work, to showcase your reviews and so on. So this is all about this Notion templates. I named it as a development task manager. It helps you to manage all your development tasks with it and your freelancers clients at the same place. So I hope this is enough to explain what this template is all about, and you can simply use its link in the description to how to get the templates. And let me know in the comment section if you wanted something else to add it. So once you get the template, the upgrade version is for the lifetime. So don't worry about that section. So if anything new will come up within this templates, you will get an access once you get the templates, right? So that's all about this development task. I'm certain and I'm hopeful also that this might help you to manage all your tasks and freelancers at the same place. And that's it. Do get the template. Until next time, have a good day and don't forget to subscribe.